Search lost impression share from budget is a little bit confusing if you're not familiar with how all this stuff works. But once you understand how it works, it can give you some very, very, very helpful information about what to do with your campaigns or why they're doing what they are doing. So we'll take a look at an example here together so you can kind of see how this breaks down. So I've got a campaign pulled up. So on the left side, you can select a campaign essentially. And then you'll see what I've done is clicked all campaigns and then campaigns from here in the middle selector. You might have to expand this out. Your setup might be a little bit different, but if you go to where you can see all of your campaigns, then you'll be able to add in a column because it's typically not in here by default. So you might be looking around like, hey, I'm not seeing search loss impression share due to budget or rank or any of that. So if you click on columns, you can click modify columns and then do a search. And I'm just do budget is probably the easiest thing to search for. And then you'll see searched loss IS, which stands for impression share. And then in parentheses, it'll say budget. There's another one for rank, so don't get those confused. Search loss IS for rank. But in this video, we'll talk about budget. I'll make another video later for rank, but if you just click on this, it'll add it to your columns here. I've already added it. Once you do, you just click apply, and then it'll start showing up in here. So I have mine at the very end. So if I come over here, we can see the search loss IS, which is impression share due to budget, is 20%, 20.72%. All right, well, what exactly is search loss impression share from budget anyways? Well, essentially, it's the percentage of the search impression share that you've lost that you are eligible for due to your campaign budget. So of all the total eligible searches that are conducted online, your ads showed up in a certain percentage, right? And 20.72% was lost because of the budget. So in other terms, what that really means is you could increase your budget and gain another 20% of the impression share still, with everything else being considered pretty much equal. So essentially that means we have some budget left to go up on this campaign. So if we were just looking at this campaign for an example, we spent $2,200 this month. It's led to 54 conversions, or about $18,000 worth of sales with a 15% conversion rate. So that's all looking good. And basically what I'm seeing here is we could continue to increase the budget and probably maintain these sort of numbers where we're getting $42 conversions and roughly almost $8 return on ad spend, right? 7.71x return on ad spend. So for every dollar we're putting into the ad, it's bringing us roughly $8 back, which is awesome. And if we wanted to maintain that, we could and just basically increase the ad spend budget, go up 10%, 20%, see what happens, come back, take a look, see if this number decreased, see how much it decreased. And as you get closer to this number being zero, ultimately what's going to happen is your ads are just going to get more and more expensive typically. So if you eat up all of your eligible impression share already and you want more clicks, then essentially you have to bid higher to get higher up the search results and just get more aggressive with things. So really this indicates how much room you have left to increase your budget before the cost of your campaign, before the cost of the performance of your campaign starts to increase, meaning the cost of leads or sales or phone calls or whatever it is that you're generating through your Google Ads campaign. And if you look and it's already at zero, then you probably need to expand the targeting of your campaign. So what you can do is maybe set up a second ad group or third ad group or another ad group and add in some additional keywords so that there's more impression share that you can show up for. So that would essentially expand out your impression share, and so then you're losing less of it, if that makes sense. So that is essentially how search loss impression share due to budget works. And since we're already on the topic and here right now, I'll just explain how it works with rank, because it's essentially the exact same thing, right? It's the percentage of the impression share that you lost out on because of the rank of your ads. So if you were ranked on page 2 when somebody did a search, that means you didn't show up on page 1, so you didn't get an impression. And right, like if you're I'm not exactly sure that's how they calculate it, but you could think of it that way. If your ads aren't doing very well and they're not ranking high enough, then they're not going to end up showing up in the search results. And more or less what this means is the quality of the ads is poor. So poor ad rank, and ad rank is a factor of the quality of your ads. So ad rank determines your ad position and whether your ad is able to be shown at all. It's calculated using your bid, ad, and website quality, context of search, ad rank thresholds. I'm sure a whole bunch of different stuff. But essentially, this is the key right here where it says website quality and context of search. So how relevant are your ads, right? So this is a little bit different, but if your ad, if this number is super high, like say this is 99% and this is 99% as well, meaning you're losing out, or this is 0% or low, meaning you're not losing out on searches because of your budget, but this is high. It essentially means that your campaign is low quality and you need to get it more refined. So it probably is too broad, and somebody's doing a search for one term, and by the time they land on your website, it doesn't make any sense. So typically that means you need to refine things, break things up into more refined ad groups within your campaign, so that when person A is searching for XYZ, they find a page about XYZ rather than about ABC, right? So that also helps keep the ad congruent when people are seeing it. So you need to make sure that the keywords are congruent. So depending on what term people are searching on, that's going to dictate what the ad says and what the landing page says, or whatever page they end up on. And so that is how you essentially improve the lost impression share due to rank. So depending on which of these is an issue and how they're stacking up, you'll better know where to look at making changes. And sometimes it's more of just like, how much can we improve this thing? How much room do we have to grow this thing? Like, once your campaign is getting an 8x return on ad spend, so for every dollar you put in, it gets you $8 back. Then it's really just about like, how much room do we have to grow this thing before we have to set up a new campaign that's going after new keywords and do the whole thing over again to try to expand things out further. So I hope that was helpful. If there's anything you did have questions about in terms of search loss, impression share, budget, or rank, or anything of that nature, don't hesitate to reach out. Just drop your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to them there. Look, if you're the type of person that just doesn't even want to deal with Google Ads anymore, then you can always reach out to me. My company is Missoula SEO Geek. I'll leave a link to my website down below, but we do manage Google Ads for different companies in different industries, and you can come learn about what we do, what makes us unique. You can even read some of the testimonials from some businesses that we've taken from 0 to over $1 million in revenue, like this one here, and really just see that this is the type of thing that's going to explode your business growth. So feel free to reach out. You can always give us a call or contact us through our website, and look forward to working with you.